You know what time it is? It's time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper. Hang with Mr. Coop, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper. Yeah.
Welcome to the Big Scoop with Coop. Of course, I'm your host, Coop. Big shout outs to you that's listening to this episode right now on whatever major streaming platform that you're on right now. Also, if you want to catch the video version of this show, you can in so many different ways. You can go to youtube.com/The Big Scoop with Coop. Make sure you click like and subscribe so you don't miss one episode of the Big Scoop with Coop. Also, make sure you check out the website, thebigscoopwithcoop.com, where you can catch episodes from season 1 all the way up to now. Also, if you're a social media person, that's right, you can find these shows on social media. Facebook.com/The Big Scoop with Coop. On Instagram at Big Scoop with Coop. And that's right, I'm on TikTok. I am on TikTok, people. Just look up The Big Scoop with Coop. And I guarantee you will not miss one episode of The Big Scoop with Coop. All right, people. Enough about me. Today's guest, if you are a fan of television and movies and you have been watching them forever, guess what? You have seen my next guest grace your screen many times. She has had infamous roles in Coming to America, Saints and Sinners, The Black Hamptons, and of course her latest baby, The Vince Staples Show. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the one and only Vanessa Bell Calloway. Now, Vanessa's going to speak about her career. She's going to actually speak about her roles that she has done. She's going to talk about the Vince Staples Show. And make sure you catch the end for Take the Floor, because you're going to find out some stuff that irritates her also. So sit back and relax and enjoy this episode of The Big Scoop with Coop with Vanessa Bell Calloway. Vanessa, how's your day going so far?
It's raining here in California, but it's nice. It's not too cold. It's good. You know, it's a Thursday. I'm alive. I woke up good. Great.
Now, I'm feeling you. I'm in North Carolina, so we got the same thing going on. It wants to rain 1 minute, then the next minute it wants to stop. We got this little light weather Wizard of Oz thing going on, so I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully everything...
Well, you know, it never rains in Southern California, so we're not supposed to get rain.
That's true. That's y'all golden rule. That's y'all golden rule.
But we get it.
I believe it. Yes. Now, Vanessa, for the people, of course, so many people around the world know about you. They've seen your work. You do great work. There's nothing new about that. But for the people that's getting introduced to you for the first time, when did you first realize that you wanted to get into the entertainment industry?
Oh, I was a kid. My mother said I was a breech birth. I was born feet first, so I came out dancing. I was a concert dancer for years. That's how I started. As a young girl, ballet, and, you know, modern jazz and all that. And I studied Alvin Ailey and a lot of dance with some companies in New York, and studied Graham Cunningham, Horton, you know. I was a concert dancer. So I guess I knew I wanted to be in the industry as a little girl. That's what attracted me and it wasn't so much acting then. For me, it was dancing. You know, I loved dancing more than I loved eating.
That's something big right there, because I tell people, Vanessa, all the time, when people get a urge to do something, it could be at a young age, middle age, or older age, and it sticks to in your heart and your mind, you're going to keep trying to do it or try to do something similar to it, because of the love that's put inside of you. And I see that you stayed in the industry, even though you did dancing. But
you know, it's just a natural progression, because, you know, when I got to New York, and I was dancing with dance companies and dancing on Broadway, and just, you know, by that time I'd had so much training, and I was a really good dancer too. I ain't gonna lie. If I didn't tell you that knew I'd dance my butt off. But it was a natural progression, because at some point you go like, okay, I love this. This is great. But now you just feel the urge to do more, to want more, to demand more of yourself. And that's how I kind of transitioned into acting, because I did a lot of musical theater stuff, you know, in high school and, you know, in college. And so I did all that kind of stuff. So And dancing is an extension of acting. You're just acting without saying the words. Dancing is very passionate. In order for the audience to feel what I'm feeling, you really got to bring it from here, from inside, and you have no words to assist you. It's all emotions and reaching and, choreography, So it was a natural progression to move into acting.
Nice. Now, when you moved over from dancing to acting, did you have any mentors to help you out throughout your career, even up to now?
Not a one. When I was in New York, I didn't know any. When I was in New York from Ohio, right out of Ohio University, I didn't know anyone. I didn't even know how to put on makeup. I had to learn everything because I was from Cleveland, Ohio. I didn't have any, examples there. I just knew I loved it. And when I decided to, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. This is what got me into acting mainly. I was in a dance audition with a lot of my friends who were my peers, but it was for what you call a industrial. Now, industrial is not like a big commercial. It's like maybe you're dancing around a car or something. Mm-hmm. So it's like one of those lower level auditions with jobs. But all these girls are crammed into this room because we all 24 or whatever. And everybody got trying to make money. I know. I always tell my kids, I didn't have Vanessa and Tony. I didn't have Vanessa and Tony. I had to make my way. So I was at that audition with everybody else. And I wasn't feeling that audition because it didn't feel big enough for me. It felt like, okay, I'm just here because I ain't got nothing else going on right now. But this woman walked in and she was a little older than us. Her name was Loretta. I can't remember her last name. But she walked in, and if we're in our early 20s, she probably seemed like she was damn near in her 30s to me at the time. I know she was older, but she might have been the end of her 20s or early 30s, whatever. But she had been around a while, and I'd seen her, and she was definitely older than me and the other girls. And she just looked tired and worn, just tired. And I remember it was wintertime, and she had her coat. And I looked at her, and I said, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be doing this at that age. And to me, at 24, she looked, or 25, or however old I was, she looked old. So, 35 at 25 is old, You know what I mean? So I'm looking at her, I said, I'm not going to do that. And then I told myself, if in 5 years I wasn't doing what I felt I should be doing in the industry, I would leave it and figure out what I was going to do. And I had an epiphany that day. When I saw that woman come in and just looked like she was just tired. And I looked at that and I said, I don't want to be auditioning for these chorus roles at 30 years old. I said, I don't want to be her. I don't want that. I mean, it's like, I'll never forget that moment. It's like the room stopped. Everybody's and I couldn't hear or see nobody. All I could see was her. And I said, I don't want to be her. I don't want to be auditioning for these little industrials. I was like, kind of snooty that I had to even go to this darn industrial. Because, dancing around a car.
Yeah.
And so that's what's changed everything for me. And after that, what I did was very smart. I changed my resume because I knew that I could outdance most people. So if I presented myself as everything but a dancer, if I ever had to dance, I was going to wipe everybody out. So I changed my resume and I put down any play that I knew or even halfway saw or they thought. And I said, who's going to research to see if I really did this? I'm 25, right out of college. Ain't nobody going to call around to see if I really did this. Ain't like you didn't know I didn't do it in my hometown. So that's what I did. I lied on my resume. And I've listed, and then as I started getting jobs, I was able to take the lies out. And I put my dancing skill, I put my dancing as a skill, because back then you put your skills at the bottom, like if you could sing, if you could dance, if you could, juggle or whatever. So I put dancing as a skill. And I had one resume for my dance auditions, for all the dance stuff, and then I had one for acting, and it was a big old lie. Because I didn't do none. I mean, a couple things I might have done, but most of that stuff I didn't even do. I didn't even really. I just knew that there was a part in there I could have done. You know what I mean? And Nobody ever questioned it, so I was okay. Because I figured once I get in that room and once I start doing it, I mean, how hard can it be? I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be good. And that's how I transition.
That's what I'm talking about, Vanessa. Ladies and gentlemen, is watching worldwide right now. I want you to pick up these gems and these nuggets that Vanessa's kicking right now, because you see, she paved her own way. She said she was not going to do something. She won't go in for a certain skill. She won't stay in one spot. And she made her own resume by using another type of resume at the same time. That's multitasking.
But let me
and
tell you,
multi-balancing to get what she's in.
This was a brilliant move I did.
Yes.
So back in the day, you got this paper, and it was called a callback or something.
Yep.
And they listed the auditions, right? So there was an audition for this show called Bring Back Birdie, which happened to be my very first Broadway show. Now, I'm right out of college, but a few times, I've been there maybe a year in New York, maybe a year and a half, not quite 2 years, something like that. And I said, okay, I'm not going to go as a dancer. If I could bluff my way through the singing audition and get a call back as a singer, I'm going to blow all the singers out when it comes to dancing. And that's exactly what happened. I sang good enough. I'm not Whitney Houston or nobody remotely like that. Wish I would. That's one thing I always wish I could really, really sing. But I sang good enough. I could carry a tune, I went to this singing audition for my first Broadway show. I went in as a singer, and I gave it to them. I had, I did my little number, and I got a call back. I said, it's over. Because when a call back, now they want the singers to dance. And I turned out the singer dance audition because I'm mainly a dancer. So the director stops everybody, and he says, you. And he brings me up to the front. He says, show them how to do it. I said, got this job. And sure did. I got it.
Whew. Now, you know what, Vanessa, you braver than me, because you know what? I can out-hum anybody in the world. But if you tell me to sing something, I quit.
Well, I
cannot carry.
If I couldn't sing, you can't create, you can't make yourself sing if you can't sing. But I sang good enough to be in the chorus.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna get any big leading singing role on Broadway, especially now the way these kids be, singing. I would never get, even if I was their age right now. I was never that good. I was never that kind of singer, but I was good enough to be in the chorus, to hold harmonies, to. No, so I figured out, I said, if I go in as a singer, I will blow out the singers when it comes time to dance. Some say stop promoting yourself as a dancer, promote yourself as an actress and everything else. And then when it's time to dance, then they'll be really impressed.
That's so true. Now, Vanessa, talking about promoting yourself as an actress. Now, there's one scene, well, not one scene, there's one movie that you took everybody's eyes in the whole world and placed on you, and that was Coming to America, where you had the role of Imani Izzy. Now, how excited were you to receive that role? And if I'm not mistaken, didn't you come back for the reboot? I'm calling it a reboot. I'm not sure people call it a reboot. That came out a couple of years ago.
And I was very excited to get the role, but I was also disappointed first because I wanted the Lisa role. Everybody in town wanted Lisa. Oh. We all were auditioning for the Lisa role. I went in, when I met the casting director, I read for Lisa first. And then she had me come back, and I met John Landis. And then John Landis said, there's his other role. And he asked me to go out in the hallway real quick to look over and I knew because I read the script. So I knew when he was saying that there's this princess, I knew exactly what he was talking about. So internally, I was like, man, I want Lisa. But, outwardly, I was like, okay, what you going to say? No to John Landis. So I went out in the hallway and I had this paper and I'm like, what? Bark like a dog. What? So I was the little voice in me said, Vanessa, just do it for real. Just do it. And that's when I learned a good lesson about comedy because I was serious. I was really trying to do it for real. And that's what made it funny. So that's what I learned. When you try to make comedy funny, it's not funny. But if you have a situation and it's a funny situation and you play it real, but it happens just to be a funny situation that you're in, then it's funny. But if you try to milk it up and make it funny, then it looks campy and kind of overboard.
And that's what I want to say, because I remember when I first saw the movie, and I've watched the movie quite a few times in my life. I'm 45, so I've seen the movie for a minute. Now, when that part came up, Bark Like a Dog, your face looks like that you was not acting. Like you was like talking to someone that you knew really, even though you talking to Eddie at the time. You look like you brought reality into it. Because you know how some people...
I was trying to do it for real. I wasn't trying to be funny. I
Right.
was trying to really honor what he said. He said, you know, and I said, whatever you like. Whatever, you know, bark like a dog. Okay. You know, I was trying to honor the reality that was in, for this woman, her reality at that time.
So what was it like working with Eddie during that time?
Eddie was wonderful. I haven't seen him in a while, but I always like running into Eddie because he's always very kind when he sees me. And he's always very kind to my husband. But, you know, it was great. He was a huge star then. You know, he's still a huge star, but he was like a huge star. So, yeah, working with Eddie Murphy. And, yeah, I was like, I worked with Eddie Murphy. And I got to sing with him, you know. So, yeah. It was cool.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's fast forward a little bit, because we're going to get to the main attraction in 1 minute, but I want to, you have a lot of people that's watching worldwide that is a fan of this show, The Black Hamptons. Oh. And you have been running that show and that family for 2 seasons. My heart is
broken. My heart is broken. We got caught up in the BET stuff. I don't know what to call it. Stuff. I'm gonna just call it stuff. And unfortunately, they never tell you why, because they don't care to share that information. And that's, I guess, when you ain't paying for it, you don't get to ask. But unfortunately, we got canceled, and it was very heartbreaking, because not only if every week somebody comes up to me and wants to know when that show's coming back on. People really like that show. It really resonated. They loved it. And I loved, you know, playing Carolyn Britton and my cast. And so I just have to chalk it up as when I did it for the season and a half that we did it. It was a wonderful experience. The shows were great. I had a great time. Mm-hmm. And the work was good. And you move on.
That's true. So I guess the rumors are not true about the season 3, that they've been saying that there's a possibility for it to come out.
You know, your mouth to God's ears. I know that the creators are hoping that they can still find a home for it. And hey, if they do, I'm willing and ready. But until that, I had to say goodbye and move on.
No problem. Now, Vanessa, for 1 second, let's do a what if scenario real quick for just 1 second. I want Vanessa to step away, and I want Carolyn to step in for 1 second. Now, when they ended season 2, Moses just got out of jail. No, so really what obstacles do you think you had to go through if you had to face Moses when he came out?
They were going to get in it. I mean, that's the fun was just getting ready to start happening. You know, it was just getting ready to get real fun, because you know, she was power hungry and she didn't give 2 flying about Moses. She was like, Moses who? So she, you know, she was trying to think how she was going to keep her power. So, no, it was about to get lit. And controlling everything else. And, you know, like I said,
I get it. Ladies and gentlemen watching worldwide right now, if you have not seen the show, The Black Captains, you can actually find season 1 and season 2 on the BET Plus app. If you watch it up there, yes. So if you're not hip,
I mean, watch it and like it, and maybe if they see the people still watching it, you know, maybe the new powers that be will give us another life. You know, you never know. Hey, I never say never, and I'm praying. I would love to see that show get resurrected.
See,
you never know.
I ain't had to say nothing. Vanessa said it. I'm done with it. She just told you. Go watch the show. Watch season 1. Watch season 2. Spread your mouth.
That's so you like it, though.
Yes. The powers will hear you if you like this show, and you never know, you'll see the return of Carolyn, a.k.a. Vanessa. You never know. Make sure you go check it out. Now, Vanessa, I do want to speak about one more thing till we hit this main part of this show right here. You was also in something that's called One of Them Days.
Oh, yes. That was one of the hit movies of the year, honey.
Yes, yes. Tell everybody about this movie and what this movie was about and what you
Oh,
did.
well, people, they kind of compared it to a Fridays, a female version of Fridays. And of course, everybody knows the star, Keke Palmer and SZA. And I just thought their chemistry on the screen was just so organic and so great. And I remember seeing the movie before everybody else saw it, before it got to the theaters. And I was telling people, somebody said, "Oh, what's SZA this year?" I said, "No, SZA was good." They said, "Well, that's no, SZA was good." I said, "Her and Keke are adorable. They're really good together." And I remember the moment I saw the movie, that was my first reaction. So when everything came out, all of the reviews and stuff, I was happy that they saw what I saw, because I thought they were very they played well off each other. I believed them as girlfriends. I believed that they were having this rough life right now, but I also believe they wanted something better, and all the characters in it. It was a great movie. And I'm proud to say that my daughter works for Issa Rae, my oldest daughter, Ashley Calloway. And she was one of the producers on the movie. She didn't get the credit, but she had been working on that movie for years with Lawrence, the director. They've been working for years on that movie. So I was so happy that for Issa and Lawrence and their whole color creative crew and her hooray, I was so happy for them, because, I think that was her first movie that she released, Issa, out of her company.
Yep.
And it just blew the door down. So, and we need that. We need that type of, showmanship in our industry, especially for our Black movies. And I think it also resurrected the desire from people to really want to see more buddy movies and more Black comedies, and not to mention female-driven comedies. People love that movie. That movie did well overseas. It did good.
Yes.
So I was very, was then, and I would have been proud to be in it even if it didn't do so good. But hey, why not? It's good. It did good, so that's even better.
That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen that have not watched this movie, if you're trying to find something that is, like Vanessa just said, that's close to Friday-ish, make sure you go see one of them days. I'm about to say one of these days. I'm about to sing Monica joint. No, one of them days. Make sure you go watch that movie. Like I said, Vanessa killed it. You had SZA up in there. You had Keke up in there. They were magic. Make sure you go see that movie.
It was funny. That was hilarious. I mean, it was just, everybody had their own, and what made it work to me as well is like, they had all these individual parts and cameos and stuff, but everybody was so different. So not only are you seeing these two girls try to navigate their world, you see all the people that they touch within a day, because it all takes place in a day. You see everybody that they touch in that day, all the characters, and the characters are not non-believable, because if you live in the areas that we all live in and grow up in the hood, it's, it's like, yeah, I know him. Yeah, yeah, that's so-and-so,
That's what I'm talking about. Go watch the movie. Take your family, take your friends, take your associates. You know what? Take your haters too. Make sure they go see this movie. Everybody need to have eyes on this movie. Now, Vanessa, let's talk about it. Now, like I said, this resume, it's big. Now we're going to talk about this most recent thing right here. You have the role of Anita. You are the female lead role in the Vince Staples Show on Netflix. Tell us how excited you were to receive this role, and let everybody know that have not seen this show what it's about.
Well, I'll answer your first question. I was very excited to receive the role. But I can be honest, I didn't know who Vince was. And I asked my girls, and my girls, "Mom, are you kidding? Vince Staples? Oh my God, yes. Da, 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 da. You've heard his songs?" I said, "I don't know that I have." And KJLH, our radio station here that Stevie Wonder owns, that's like my favorite radio station. And I was like, okay. And then they went on line, and I said, "Oh, I have heard that on the radio. Oh, that's his song." I even knew the song. I was even singing the song, but I didn't, really bother to see who had written it, But I said, "Oh, I have heard him." So when it was just nice to meet him and to see that all the kids, every kid that I said, oh, I'm going to do, this is before we started, you know, I'm going to do Vince Staples. Vince Staples, you going to do a Vince Staples show? I mean, all the kids, my daughter's age, were excited. I said, okay, he's a big to-do then, you know, because all these young people know and like him, which is important. They like him. So that was just an honor. And then as I started to work and get to know him, I think he's brilliant. I really do. He's got that interesting mix of, he's kind of eclectic. He's very serious. He's quiet. He's sarcastic, satires. There's a satire thing.
Yeah.
And when I see the different, and he writes some of the episodes. He writes a lot of the episodes. And you want to go like, what is in his brain? What is he thinking? How is he coming up with these ideas? He's very original. And I'll say this to anybody who hasn't seen it. They kind of like it to Atlanta, but the only reason they say that is because kind of the tone of the show. Because it is nothing like Atlanta, nothing. But if you had to like say, okay, the tone kind of is, but it's based in reality, but it's very funny. Mm-hmm. But once again, when you do situations are funny and you play them for real, then it's funny TV. And that's kind of what we have. We have funny situations, but so it's kind of like a dramedy.
Yep.
It's really funny, you know. But I just think the world of him, because what I respect about him is he understands what it means to have his name is on the show, the Vince Staples Show.
Right. That's
a huge responsibility. You can't hide behind nothing.
Nope.
You ain't doing Johnny Mac playing Johnny Mac. You know what I'm saying? The Johnny Mac show, but he acting like he Johnny Mac. His name is all up on it. So that is a huge responsibility, and trust me, that he does not take lightly.
I believe.
Smile, Vince.
Now, Vanessa, now all right. Now tell everybody though. Tell them what can they expect from Anita in this show.
Well, Anita is. I have two kids, mm-hmm. and Bree and Vince, and Anita is a no-nonsense mother. I always tell everybody I would never talk to my children the way Anita talks to hers, ever. Now, I think some of the things that Anita says to my kids, I just don't let it come out of my mouth. But see, the difference between Vanessa and Anita, I may think, because I don't curse at my kids, right? I may think things like that, but they just don't come out. Well, Anita has no filter. It comes out. And she is very raw, very real. If she see it, she gonna call it. The bottom line. She don't care. She ain't trying to spare your feelings, your mama's feelings, your daddy's feelings. She really don't care. So she's fun to play because, you know, I can take her a lot of different places. She's a lot of fun to play.
I love it. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure, Vanessa, tell these people, tell them again where they can see it.
I'm going to say this to people too. And this is the huge favor that I know Vince would appreciate as well. If you have not seen season 2, please watch season 1 first. And this is what we need you to do. We need you to watch it and play it all the way through. Do not turn it off. Even if you fall asleep, just let it play. Go get up the next day and go back and watch what you didn't see. And then double thumbs it. They give you 1 thumbs down, you hate it, 1 thumbs up, you liked it, and 2 thumbs up, you loved it. We need you to love it because that really matters. Netflix really looks at that. They look at did you watch 1 episode and then you didn't come back for 2 weeks to see the other episodes? Or did you watch it all the way through? Did you like it? Did you hate it, like it, or love it? So that's their way to kind of score how the show is doing. So I've been asking everybody to please watch season 1 if you haven't, and if you have, watch it again because they will see that.
Yes.
But make sure you love it, and then season 2 do the same.
Tell them, Vanessa, to watch it tonight.
Yeah, watch it tonight. But the cool thing is this too. I'm gonna say this: next weekend is Thanksgiving. because all this time matters. So if you don't have time tonight because you're still busy this weekend, the holidays coming, sit up with your friend, family, and everybody watch it together. Turn it, because it's fun. Now kids can see it. I'm gonna say this now. Anita's mouth is a little tangy. He's a little peppery, but ain't nothing them kids ain't heard already.
Thank you.
These kids today, yeah, half these kids talk like Anita.
I gotta laugh because it's so true. That is so true.
It's so bad, honey. Half them, they can outcuss Anita, these kids.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, go
watch the family and watch it for the holidays or this weekend or tonight. And it's not like you're gonna be held captive for 3 days. It's not like we got 50,000 episodes you gotta watch. 2 seasons. I think the first season is 6 episodes each, something like that.
You can binge that in a night.
It's half hour. It's not even an hour show. It's half hour. So come on, y'all.
Yeah, you can binge that. And I know y'all just watching worldwide right now. Y'all are bingers anyway. Go on to binge the show. You already know what to do.
That's how I watch TV. I get mad when it got to come on next week.
Exactly.
I love binge. Yeah, I love binge TV. That's fun to me because it's and then you can knock it out as fast as you want.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, go watch the Vince Staples Show. Not right now, because you're watching this interview. After the interview, go watch the Vince Staples Show. Make sure you catch up on Anita. Catch up on Carolyn soon. Make sure you catch up on everything that Vanessa's doing also. But right now, we're talking about Anita. Make sure you check out this show. Binge it. Tell people about it. Because I know you'll get online to say, I just saw the Vince Staples Show and we love this show. Go watch it. Make sure you put it on social media also so people can share that. Catch this show now. Season 1, Season 2. Check it all out because I'm letting you know. I got a feeling this show's going to keep going and going. It's up to you all to make sure you do it.
I ain't going to lie. I would love a season 3. So
you heard it. You heard it. And when Vanessa say, you heard it at the beginning of the show, when she say she ain't going to do nothing.
Oh, tell me. Help keep a sister Lloyd now. Come on now.
Hey, I'm telling them, Vanessa, when you say that you want to do something, you do it. You already proved that at the beginning of the show. She said she wants a season 3. Netflix, if you're watching right now, Vanessa wants a season 3. Give her a season 3. You know what to do, people. Now, Vanessa, are there any other projects that you're working on right now that you want the world to know about?
No, I mean, I am working on something, but I'm not ready to discuss it.
Okay.
But I am working on something, just getting ready for the holidays, and dealing with my family, and getting ready for a big Thanksgiving. We have about 25 people coming. So we always have big Thanksgiving, but I love that Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday because I like just it's kind of like the first time that the family gets together in a big way in the year, for that whole year. Because summer, everybody's busy. Spring, and then, spring, it's got everything going on. Graduations, this prom, the summer, everybody, blah, 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 blah. Then everybody comes back for the fall. So Thanksgiving is the first time everybody says, because they give everybody the time off and everybody can make it. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about.
Everybody comes home, and we have people who don't have any place to go. We have, a lot of young people. I have a lot of young people at my Thanksgiving because my daughters are young. So it's like more the young adults than it is us. So it becomes a party. We just have like a big dinner party. It's a lot of fun. We have very fun Thanksgiving. So I'm getting ready for that.
Nice.
Get my table set. I set a full table.
Now watch what I'm about to do worldwide. Everybody watching worldwide. Vanessa, Thanksgiving, like you said, you have a lot of people there. If you turn on Netflix, what are they going to be watching?
They're going to be watching Vince Staples.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to tell you this. The people that's coming to my house, they should have already seen it. So if you coming up in my house and you ain't seen it, that's going to be a problem.
I hope the people that's watching this.
Everybody knew about it when it came out. I said everybody knew, and I told them to watch it that weekend. So if you come into my house, them 25 people, they should have already seen it. I'm going to just say that.
The people that's watching this interview right now, if you're going to Vanessa's house during Thanksgiving and you ain't watching the show, I'm letting you know right now, pull out your phone. If you're driving, sit on your dashboard or hand it to somebody and have it turned this way so you can watch it on the way to Vanessa's house.
You better ask
your butt.
Don't come to my house and you ain't seen Vince Staples. You ain't gonna eat.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, Vanessa, what is the best way for everyone to follow you on social media so they can keep up with the latest and greatest?
Simple. I don't do that Twitter thing. I don't like that. I never liked that. Never liked him. I don't like him. So I'm done with that. I hate Facebook. Never liked Facebook. So people say, "Oh, I hate you on Facebook." No, because I don't. I have a Facebook fan page,
right?
I never go on Facebook. So when people say, "I left you a message on Facebook," like, then you really don't know me. Then anybody that knows me knows I do not like Facebook. So it's easy. Instagram. But I gotta be honest, I'm horrible with the DM things. I forget that even exists. So I do. But I will read my comments. I do go through and peruse comments sometimes. Sometimes, not all the time. But so it's just Vanessa Bell Calloway at Instagram, really. And then I have a website that I need to update. But
throw it out there. Tell them what it is.
No, it's VanessaBellCalloway.com, you know.
There it is. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard her say earlier that she have a project that she's not ready to talk about right now. Maybe she will talk about it in the future on Instagram or on her website.
You'll know. I'm sure they'll be contacting you again to interview me.
That's what I'm talking about.
You'll know.
That's what I'm talking about. So make sure you follow her on Instagram. Do not look for her on Twitter. Do not send her a message on Facebook. You wasting your time moving your fingers like this. Don't do it. Follow her on Instagram.
And don't be mad if you DM me and I don't hit you back because I don't look. Once every 6 months, I might go like, "Oh, I guess I should check these DMs."
See, she told you right there. Hit her up on comments. If you want to reach Vanessa, get on one of her posts, leave a comment. She reads it. That's what you're supposed to do.
And I heart people, and sometimes I answer them back too.
There you go. There you go.
I heart them, and I'll say. Sometimes they'll say something, and especially the people that are so sweet, and I'll just say a little something real quick back to them.
And that's what makes their days right there.
And then I'm gonna let you know this too. Then I'll be blocking people too. I do. If you come up in my comments and say some crazy, I'll block you. I go because I don't need you to follow me. It's okay. So if you don't like me or anything I say or whatever, it's okay. You don't have to. So you should not waste your time looking at my posts.
Once again, I didn't have to say nothing. Vanessa just told you right there and then. You say something crazy, that's going to be your first and last time commenting on her stuff.
You're gone.
She told you.
It doesn't float my boat either way. It's not rocking my world. And I feel like this. You don't like me, obviously, and I don't even want to take the time to get to know you to see if I like you or not. You're just gone. And I'm going to block you so you ain't even got to worry about coming back to rebuttal. It's over. We broke up immediately. It's over.
Vanessa, I'm not going to keep laughing at you, but I'm not. Vanessa, this is the last segment of the show. It's called Take the Floor. You have up to 2 minutes to say what you want. If you want to tell them you will block them for 2 minutes straight, it don't matter. Vanessa, take the floor.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know. That kind of throws you off because it's like, well, what do you want to talk about? Just everybody have a good Thanksgiving, be nice and have a good time with your family, and try not to talk about politics unless you all know that you really feel the same way. But leave politics out. I can't even watch the news anymore. I watch the news like once a day just to keep up, and then I don't because I can't let that seep into my soul, my spirit. I don't have the bandwidth to hear this negative stuff over and over again. Now, does that mean I don't care? I had this conversation yesterday with a friend, and we were talking about how people say words wrong. Like, irregardless is not a word, people. Stop it. Just stop it. Irregardless is not a word. It's regardless. It is not reoccur. Look at the spelling. It's recur. There ain't no A in there. Okay? It's not Pacific. It's specific. It's SP, specific. Not Pacific is the ocean. Things like that just drives. It ain't X, A-X. It's ask, A-S-K, ask. Hit that S, y'all. A-S-K, ask, not X with an A-X. That's this kind of thing, X, you know. So, and if somebody lets you over in the lane, say a wave, say thank you. I did that today. I ran a couple of errands and I need to get over it. But the man saw, and I wasn't like trying to bogart. I was I was over on the right lane, but I need to get to the left because I knew my turn was coming up. And I had my little blinker on, and I could see the man stopped. And I wanted to make sure I kind of did that, but he was stopped. And I scooted over and I waved like 5,000 times so he could see me say thank you, because he didn't have to do that. And I get so irritated when I do something nice for somebody and they just move like they entitled. So if somebody does something nice for you on the road, y'all, just put your hand and do like this to say thank you. You know, that's courtesy. So y'all got me on this tangent about stuff that irritates me. But anyway. Oh, and don't ask me, if I'm in the grocery store, do not look at my cart and comment. It's none of your damn business. Oh, what, you having a party? Wow. What? Nanya, don't be looking at my stuff in my cart. That irritates me. You know, then this one woman touched my braids one day. She said, oh, they're pretty, but that's a lot of braids. I was going to say B-I-T-C. I wanted to say, well, is it pretty or a lot of braids? Which is it? But guess what? Ain't your hair. Why do you care? It was like a backhanded comment. Like, stop with these backhanded comments. Either say something nice to somebody, or as your mama said, don't say nothing. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, okay? Those things are irritating when you're out and people want to comment or ask you stuff, and you want to go like, that's none of your, why do you care? And it's none of your business. So, okay, those are some of my pet peeves.
Ladies,
listen to y'all. I'm being very specific about my pet peeves.
So you see, Vanessa's not in the ocean, ladies and gentlemen. She's being specific, not Pacific.
Yeah, I'm being S-P-E, specific.
I dare anyone that's watching worldwide to find any interview that Vanessa's done from the time of birth up to now, and she told you for 2 minutes straight what gets on her nerves. Good luck finding it. You heard it here first on the Big Scoop with Coop.
It was just off the top of my head. I didn't really have time to think about it because I'm sure I got more.
And I believe it. Vanessa, hold on. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, watching worldwide, make sure you check out everything that Vanessa has done. Check out her history. And make sure you check out the Vince Staples Show. If you're heading to Vanessa's house next week, I'm telling you right now, go watch the Vince Staples Show and you ain't getting no food. I'm going to let you know right now. You just wasting your gas driving to her house because she will ask you walk through the door, did you watch the show? If you lie and you say yes, she will say, what happened on season 1, episode 3? And you can't answer it, guess what? You're out the door. So you're going to eat McDonald's for your Thanksgiving. So I'll let you know, people, watch the Vince Staples Show. Make sure you check out everything that she is doing. Check out Black Happiness. Check out everything. Vanessa, that's right.
Oh, and
also,
why Saints and Sinners too? We did 6 seasons.
That's true. That's true. We ain't had time to get in there. I told you I can't talk about your whole resume, Vanessa.
That was fun. Now you talking about a crazy person? That woman, oh Lord Jesus, she killed people and just kept it moving. But yeah, go back and watch that one.
I saw every episode of it, so I already know about that also. Make sure you check out everything that she is doing. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, do not go to Twitter. Do not go to Facebook. Follow her on Instagram. Follow her on her website or subscribe to her website. Do not try to send a DM and think she's going to instantly message you back. By luck or the grace of God, she will see your DM. But if you want to get her instantly, make sure you get in her comments. Don't say nothing crazy because you'll never be able to get in her comments again. Now, Vanessa...
web series. When you go to my website, I produced and created 2 web series, and I also did a podcast for 2 years. I was one of the first people that did podcasts over about 10 years ago.
Wow!
I did over 100 episodes, and it's called That's So Very Vanessa, and I did it for 2 years. And that's when people were just starting to do podcasts. Yep. Now everybody got one. But if you go to my website, you could hear, and even you could see my web series, and you can hear my podcast.
And that's one thing Vanessa and I have in common right there, because I started my podcast in 2013. She started hers right there with mine. So
yeah. It's been over 10 years, but it was, and I did 2 years. And that's before people were really filming you.
Yep.
It was just like on the radio. What was that radio what was that station was on the web?
You had Blog Talk Radio.
Blog Talk Radio.
Yep, because that's where I started it.
That's where I was, Blog Talk Radio. You uploaded it, and it was on the radio. So that's before everybody was like doing where you like you're doing. Yep. You're filmed at the same time.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Vanessa, I want to thank you for coming on the show, and I would love to have you back on in the future.
Well, like I said, you will.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, check out everything Vanessa's doing. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest on the episode of The Big Scoop with Coop is, I'll announce my next guest. You better follow me on Instagram at The Big Scoop with Coop to keep up with everything I'm doing, the latest and greatest. Until the next time, people, on The Big Scoop with Coop. Peace.
You know what time it is? Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper, from Mr. Cooper. Mr. Coop, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper, with Mr. Cooper. Get the latest scoop from Mr. Cooper, from Mr.